you, Delegation. And you were all very welcome indeed to the opening reception for this amazing exhibit by artist Andrea Costa. We've been doing these events since 2013, and it's become a really quite significant means of highlighting the works of remarkable 20th and 21st century European artists. We do these in partnership with our EU member state embassies, putting on temporary exhibitions here at the Delegation by gifted artists who are here representing their own European country. And with that in mind, I'd particularly like to thank my dear friend and colleague, Renato, who's sitting over there, cultural attaché at the Embassy of Italy, and Amalia Pizzardi from Colours of Life, who both brought this idea to us and helped make tonight happen. So, what we've got tonight is the visual culmination of Andrea's tour of the United States by Vespa, no less, which you may walk past on the way in. I'm supposed to tell you that the exhibition you see today represents the artist's expression of his warm feelings for the United States, and there's a beautiful piece of symmetry there, because one of my most memorable trips to his own country was a long weekend in Rome that involved hiring a Vespa, very similar to the one you see outside. The problem was that despite the abundance of beautiful buildings and galleries and everything else in Rome, I didn't actually see the inside of much of it because I was having far too much fun on the Vespa. There's also a slightly more poignant insight to offer in the subtext of today's exhibition, because, and particularly against the backdrop of considerable political change, I think we'd all agree that there's a tremendous diversity of thought, of belief, of opinion and of culture across this wonderful country, which those of us sitting in our educated, liberal, elite coastal bubbles might occasionally miss. And I can't think of many better ways to witness that diversity than, and ultimately to understand it a bit better, than to jump on the back of a Vespa and go and see places for ourselves. So Andrea, with that in mind, thank you again for bringing your works to us this evening, and it's now my pleasure to introduce Renato.
Thank you, James, really, thank you. Thank you, Constance, thank you, Francesca, and thank you, Amalia, thank you. And thank you, Andrea, to give me just the opportunity and to be here. Let me be frank with you. When they say, Renato, can you say a few words, a few remarks, the occasion, I say, okay. And I wrote just a much more intellectual and artistic speeches for all of you. But I'm sorry. Not to act is to act. So now I would like just to give you a little background about me and why I'm much more involved in this exhibition maybe from another angle, maybe from another point of view. My uncle was one of the founders of European Union in Italy. It's Altiero Spinelli. So I'm honored to be here, and in the meantime, I have to defend the European Union in this movement, in these days. Let me say something more. This year we celebrate the 60 years of the Treaty of Rome with a huge concert, and today we save the date. And you will be, maybe you will get an invitation, and we'll have a huge concert at the Italian Embassy on March 22nd for a concert dedicated to the Treaty of Rome, the 60th Treaty of Rome. And so I would like just much more to be in the focus of European Union and America. According to me, America needs European Union, and European Union needs America. We can really good see do really works together. And this is one point I would like just to underline with you. Second point, I was thinking about traveling, and came in my mind that travel is usually to be just a synonymous of discover. Discover new place, new culture, new people, new genders of art. Travel and art will always be a great duo that should remain intact in the future. Intact in the future. And then came in my mind another images. Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you. I was linking one things to another when I came out with some idea of the speech that I just shared with you. And then I thought about Italians. Italians have always been traveling people, going around the world, different purpose, curiosity. I don't know if you are familiar. If you go in a little island, I was in a little island in South China, and the first person I met was an Italian. So, okay, well, no, what should I do again? I don't want to see Italian anymore. And then I went to another island in New Zealand. I was working at New Zealand museum, and I met so many Italians, so to say. So the idea of Italian is, I don't know why, it's just focus on traveling, on discovering, so of confronting, of including, not excluding. And that's it's really important. And then came in my mind that we have not to forget that that kind of travels, maybe sometimes for such a different reason, they could be immigrants. So I have a lot of respect for immigrants. According to me, I don't want to bother you about this idea. The United States are a great country for immigrants. So I'm proud to be immigrants. I want to be immigrants. I want to defend every kind of immigrants. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that, but I need to do, because as I said in the beginning, not to act is to act. So this is exactly what I want to do. And then I say, okay, people can travel in another way, can travel with literature, can travel with going around, can travel with, I don't know, with art. And came back, one of my projects was about discovering Italian art in the United States. I was checking more than 96 museums, discovering the trace of Italian art in the United States. And this is another way how to discover United States, Italy, culture, and traveling together. This is, according to me, it's much more important. And then it came in my mind, okay, Petrarca was one of the first who went to visit Paris, Flanders, Corn, and so many Italians are rich because they travel. They are rich because they met in that moment the reality. Exactly was what Andrea is doing with this exhibition. Andrea is mapping. Mapping means see the place, put some thought in the place on the map, and that thought exactly give you another view. This is really important, to not to see what it is to see what is behind. That's exactly what art is about. I'm sorry to say that. And then, sorry, thank you, Andrea, to give us just the opportunity to give another view, because this is about art. And then we have another exhibition now at the Italian Residence, and tomorrow will open at the Carnegie Hall in New York, about another artist who is Renato D'Agostino, who was in the United States and he did 7,439 miles in motorcycles to picture of the United States with another view. So we always, with Andrea, with Renato, with some other people, we need another view in our daily contemporary. They work. So that's it. So thank you, Andrea, to give us just the opportunity to give us another way. And all your sentences that I saw in your works give us just, oh yeah, it's true. Seems to be at the really beginning. Seems to be I want to be friend. It seems to be superficial, but then say, no, let me read again. Ah, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. What you meant. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.